Yo, Elliott.
Yo, Elliott, what does it mean for a man to be or act feminine as opposed to effeminate? So let's define the two first. Effeminate is actually defined as an aversion to challenge and an attachment to pleasure. An effeminate man is one who shies away from difficult things, shies away from challenges, and is attached to his comforts. Sleeping late, smoking weed, playing video games, eating sugar, all the things that we're battling essentially is against effeminacy. And so to be an effeminate man is to be a weak man. And so we don't want to be effeminate as men. It has nothing to do with feminine though. You gotta understand, feminine is different than female. There are female qualities that are present and proper in females, but there are also feminine qualities that are in both sexes. So I think it's proper for us to say there are male, men, and there are female, feminine. And those are very distinct in our third dimension world. And for the most part, no one needs to be taught that. Children will generally just tend towards their male or female nature, right? Which for a man is predominantly masculine on the outside, and for a woman is predominantly feminine on the outside. The only reason why we have gender confusion today is because of trauma. The music, the media, the school system now, perversion in society, degeneracy in society. But left to our own devices, we'd be just fine. Now, men can be receptive. That must mean that you give way in a feminine way. The same way a woman is physically open with a vagina, a man opens his heart to the divine. It is very proper, it is very good for a man to open his heart to the divine. And now I'm talking very high concept stuff. But if you're sitting here and you're listening to me, you're being receptive. Your ears are open. Your mind might be open. Your heart may be even open, depending on where you are and what you're wanting to receive in this moment. That's a very feminine act, like taking something in, taking your penis in. Robert Bly in Iron John uses this amazing metaphor to describe everything I'm talking about right now. And he speaks of it in regard to very masculine men, very hard men. At some point in their life, they are going to receive a wound which represents an opening in the ego, a softening that you either allow or it's blunt forced on you, right? Like an injury, right? I've had a number of these. And so an injury to the body, what Robert Bly says is a wound that opens the womb so that a seed can be planted in that man for new growth. And so I know in my life, God has done this to me in a number of different ways, but mainly through injury. If you go through an initiation process, there has to be a injury. There has to be an opening. So like in the past, the ancestors would do something like knock out a tooth of the young boy, or they would cut him in his skin somehow, like brand him, or even tattoo him. There's something deep and primordial and very masculine in this craving for initiation, which means a craving to be beaten, a craving to be whooped up on, a craving for challenge, craving for somebody to be hard on me so that I can break this mommy attachment and open myself up. But essentially, that's what it means for a man to be in his feminine as opposed to effeminate. Effeminacy is a perversion of the male species. Feminine is the polar opposite of an assertive energy, an aggressive energy. It's a receptive energy. This may be kind of new age or somewhat, but I can see it. It's so obvious. It's so evident to me that within every man, there is a feminine. There's a feminine nature. They say that a man's soul is feminine and that a woman's soul is masculine, that inside every woman, there's a man. That's why when genders are perverted, what do we see? We see men acting effeminate and women acting like boss bitches. That's the world we live in right now. What has essentially happened? We've split the body and the soul, and we're living strictly from a perversion of that unity. That's a lot, and and you see this in transgenderism and whatnot as well. Anyway, so a little bit of a long rant on that, but I hope that's helpful to you, my brother. Yo, Elliott,